Eazy Btech. This is Rishna. In the last session, I had discussed about constructors and methods topic. What is a constructor? Constructor is a special type of method. In Python underscore is a constructor. The constructor name is should always underscore init underscore. What is the main object of constructor? The main object of constructor to declare and initialize variables. So whenever we are creating an object, constructor will be executed automatically and we are not required to call explicitly. This is about constructor. I already told some example programs for constructor also. Okay. So what are methods? Methods are used to write. So when coming to the methods are used to write the business logics of the project. Coding conversion of what is the coding conversion of method? So it is not a rule, it is a convention. Okay. So method name should start with lowercase. If method contains more than one word, then every inner word starts with a uppercase letter. So in methods, at least one argument should be there. That is nothing but self. The default method is instance method. So what is self? Self is a reference variable which is always pointing to the current object. Within the Python class to refer current object, we should use self variable. Within Python class to refer current object, we should use self variable. The first argument to the constructor and instance method should be self. PVM is responsible to provide value for the self argument and we are not required to provide explicitly. By using self, we can declare instance variable. By using self, we can access instance variable. Instead of self, we can use any name but recommended to use self. For this point, I told one example also. Okay. Let's see what are the types of methods in Python. There are three types of methods are present in Python. What are that? Instance method, class method and static method. What is instance method? So what is instance method? If we are using at least one instance variable. Okay, if we are using at least one instance variable, then that method is called as instance method. What is a class method? If we are using only static variables. In instance method, we are using instance variable and class variable also. Okay, class variables is nothing but static variables. But in class method, if we are using only static variables but not instance variable, then that method is called as class method. Okay, fine. So what is the syntax of class method? In class method, must and should we have to follow. We have to declare a decorator. What is a decorator? At the rate class method. If we are not giving this decorator, automatically it will treated as instance method or static method. Okay. Class dot variable name. We can access static variables by using CLS reference variable or by using class name dot static variable name. Okay. After that I told this example. And next one, see here, what is the differences between instance method and class method? What is the difference between instance method and class method? Let's see the differences between instance method and class method. See here, inside method body, if we are using at least one instance variable, then it is recommended to declare instance method. If we are using instance methods are present in inside the function. Okay, inside the method body, if we are using at least one instance variable, then it is recommended to declare instance method. Okay, it is recommended to declare as instance method. Instance variables are varied from object to object. Instance methods are varied from object to object and instance variables is also varied from object to object. Okay, so inside method body, If we are using only static variables, then it is highly recommended to declare that method as class method inside method body. If we are using only static variables but not instance variable, then it is highly recommended to declare that method as class method. Next point, to declare instance method, we are not required to use any decorator. Okay, to declare instance method, we are not required to use any decorator. But in class method, to declare class method, we should use @class method decorator. Okay, to declare class method, we should use class method decorator must and should. See the next difference. The first argument to the instance method. What is the first argument? That is nothing but self, which is reference variable to current object. To current object, by using self, we can access instance variable inside the method. So, what is the first argument of class method? That is nothing but CLS. The first argument to the class method is CLS, which is reference variable to the current class object. Current class object. See here. So, which is the reference variable to the current object, and by using self, current object by using self, we can access instance variable inside the method, which is reference variable to current class object, and by using CLS, we can access static variables. By using CLS, we can access static variables but not instance variable. Okay. Inside instance method, we can access both instance and static variables. Inside instance method, we can access both instance and static variables. Inside class method, we can access static variables and we cannot access instance variable. Inside class method, we can access static variables only. We cannot access instance variable. Okay, after last point, we can call instance method by using object reference only. So, by using object reference only. So, we can call class methods by using object reference and class, but recommended to use class name. So, class methods, we can call class methods by using object reference, but also class name also, but recommended to use class name. So, let's see the differences of class method and instance method. For example, I am writing here class test. This is a class name. I am taking a variable like a is equal to 10. Okay. So here it is a static variable, class level variable. Left display self, and also I am taking x is a variable. Self dot x is equal to x. Okay, let's print this. Print a value. Print a value by using self dot a. Print x or self dot x, whatever it may be, you can call. Because x is here local variable, it will access x or self dot x. So I am creating an object for test. T is equal to test of. Let's execute this. Must and should, we have to call display function. Let's execute this. 20. See here, the answer is 10 and 20. What is the a value? A value is 10. That is nothing but static variable. This is instance variable. So, instance method access class variable as well as instance variable also. Static variable, instance variable. After that, I am creating a method class method. Class method is a decorator. Okay. So def show is a class name. CLS. Okay. CLS is a method name. Sorry, CLS is a reference variable. Show is a method name. Let's print static variable. Static variable. Okay. Self dot, not self dot, CLS dot a. Let's print. Either you have to call through using object reference, that is nothing but t dot show. Okay, it will execute either by using class name, but recommended to use to call class name. Class name. Okay, for example, I am printing like this. Okay, so see here, self is not defined. Okay, self is not defined. Automatically it will generate an error message. Okay, so this is the difference between instance method and static class method. Instance method and class method. Let's move on to the next method. That is nothing but static method. Inside the method, if we are not using any instance of static variables, then that method is called as static method. Okay. Inside the method, if we are not using instance variables, instance variable is nothing but object level variables, static variables, that is nothing but class level variables, then that method is called as static method. Means static method contains only local variables. For example, what is the syntax of static method? At the rate, static method is a decorator. Def method name, arguments, statements. Let's perform. Okay, it is an example for static method. Perform arithmetic operators using static method. Arithmetic operations using static method. Okay, let's perform this. Inside a static method, I am taking earth as class name. After that, at the rate static method. Static method is a decorator. Def, I am taking sum. Let's see here the syntax. Here there is no self. Here optional. Okay, the arguments are optional. So I am giving only two arguments, that is nothing but x and y. What I am passing here, two values. Okay, let's print sum is equal to x plus y. Again I am taking another static method. Def subtraction of x comma y. Let's print subtraction for sum and subtraction for x and y. X minus y. I am taking another method, that is nothing but static method. Def multiplication is equal to multiplication. Print multiplication is equal to x into y. After that, I am taking another static method, that is nothing but division. Static method division of x comma y. Print division is equal to x by y. Okay, so I'm taking a class. In this class, I'm taking 4 static methods. The static method contains static method decorator. Okay, after that, I'm calling these static methods by using object reference or by using class name. But I'm calling by using class name. A is equal to int of input of enter a value. B is equal to int of input of enter B value. Enter B value. Let's perform arithmetic operations. At the dot sum of A comma B. Automatically A value will be stored in X and B value will be stored in Y. Again, at the dot subtraction of A comma B. At the dot multiplication of A comma B. At the dot division of A comma B. Let's execute this program. Okay. Enter A value. I'm entering A value as 10. B value is 5. Sum is equal to 20. Okay. Subtraction is equal to 8. Multiplication is equal to 20. And division is equal to 5.0 is the answer. This is about static method. Okay. Let's see. Actually, this static method decorator is optional. Okay. So, this static method decorator is optional. See here, I am removing this. Let's execute this. Automatically it will working. Okay. Automatically it will working. So, at the rate class method decorator is mandatory. At the rate class method decorator is mandatory. But at the rate static method is optional. So, we can call by using object reference or by using class name. So, whenever we are calling with class name, it will be treated as static method. But we are using with the object reference, automatically it will treated as instance method. Let's call this A dot sum of A comma B. Let's see here. Sum takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. Why? Because these x is considered as self. Automatically, we are passing two values. But one is there. So, remaining one is not there. That's why it display error message. Okay. See here. Okay. So, then, for example, I'm telling another example for this. Test. At the rate static method def display of display. Print like my method. It is my method. So, we can call this method, display method, by using object reference or by using class name. Test.display. No problem, it will execute it successfully or by object reference. T.display. No problem, it will execute it successfully. My method. When we are removing the static method decorator, either it will be treated as a static method or it will be treated as instance method. If we are calling this method with class name, if we are calling this display method with class name, it will be treated as static method. If we are calling through object reference, it will be treated as which method? Instance method. So automatically it will generate an error message. So my method is executed successfully. Why? Because we are calling with test means class name dot method name. In the second time, it will be treated as instance method. Instance method contains at least one argument. What is that? Self. So there is no self argument. That's why it will generate an error message. Why? Because one is given. The one argument. Who are giving this one argument? PVM. PVM is nothing but Python virtual machine is giving the argument to the instance method. This is about static method. Let's see the differences between instance method, class method and static method. Okay, let's see. If we are using any instance variable inside method body, then we go for instance method. If we are using instance variables, then we go for instance method. If we are using static variables inside the method but not instance variable, the class method will take only static variables. Only static variables. Instance method take only instance variable and also class variables also. If we are not using any instant or static variable inside method body, to define such type of general utility methods, we should go for static method. Okay, if we are using only instance variable, then use instance method. Only instance variable, not only instance variable, it is also accept class variables also. If we are using only class variables, that class level variables, that is nothing but static variables, then we go for class method. If we are not using any instance or class variables, then declare that such type of methods with static variables, static methods. Okay, so let's see second reference. We should call instance method by using object reference. Yes, it is true. So by using object reference only, we should call class method by using object reference or by class name, but recommended to use class name. Okay, we can call class methods. We can call class method by using object reference or by class name, but recommended to use class name. Let's see static. We should call static method by using object reference or by class name, but recommended to use class name. I already told example for this calling. So object through object reference to class name, through object reference through class name. Okay. Next one. To declare instance method, we are not required to use any decorator. Yes, we are not to declare any decorator. We are not required to declare any decorator. But class method. To declare class method, we should use class method decorator. Class method decorator must and should you have to declare. Okay, must and should you have to declare class method decorator. Okay. To declare static method, we should use static method decorator. So actually static method decorator is optional. When we are not giving static method, it will be considered as instance method or static method. It will be considered as instance method or static method. If we are calling that methods with class name, that will be treated as a static method. If we are calling that methods with object reference, that will be considered as instance method. Okay, this is the differences between instance, class and static methods. Okay, let's see here. If we are not using any decorator, okay, so for class method is mandatory. For class method, class method is mandatory. Okay, so for static method, static method is optional. Without any decorator, the method can be either instance or static. I already told about that. Without any decorator, the method can be either instance or static method. If we are calling by using object reference, then it should be instance method. If we are calling by using class name, then it should be static method. That is about decorators concept. Okay. The last concept, see here, difference between constructor and method. What is a constructor and method? Constructor is a special method. Constructor is a special method and method is used for business logic. Okay. The name should be underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Okay. What is a constructor name? In any program, any class, the constructor name is underscore underscore init underscore underscore is a constructor. What is a method? The name can be anything. The method name can be anything. Here we have to follow naming conventions. That is nothing but method name should start with lowercase if the method contains more than one word. In each and every internal word starts with capital letter. In each and every internal word starts with a capital letter. That is about method name and constructor name. It will be executed automatically if we are creating an object. When we are creating an object, automatically constructor is executed. We are not required call explicitly. Methods will be executed when we call. Methods are executed when we call. Okay. Per object, constructor will call only once. Per object, constructor will call only once. Per object, method will call any number of times. Method will call any number of times per one object. Per one object, constructor will call once only. Okay? Only once. It is used to declare and initialize the instance variable. So what is the constructor purpose? It is used to declare and initialize the instance variables only. Okay? Instance variables only, not static variables, not class level variables. So what is a method? Method is used for business logic. We can write some calculation on method. Some calculations on method. Okay? This is about constructor and methods topic. I hope all of you understand up to this. Let's follow our videos regularly. If you have any doubts on these topics, please post on comment section. Okay? Thanks for watching.